No, we need him again.
Who's Bradley?
You
You think we should scoot his chair forward? So he's like he feels like he's kind of back deep.
I do feel like I'm kind of back. But I also can like look at you guys. I don't know, whatever you guys think.
He's in a good spot for us, but it's not a good spot for the camera. He looks just too far back, but it's a perfect spot for us.
Okay, professional cameraman, what do you think we should do with the lights?
I would just say I would probably have kept it where you had it. It looked good. But the other thing is like, and this is just my thinking, but usually you want the camera at like eye level. But also I'm a little higher up than you guys. So, but I trust you guys. You guys have been cooking up on this.
We're just getting better and better.
There you go.
Yo, heck no! Now you're lighting up my whole face. No,
That's good. That's perfect. Where we have it now. That one looks like it's good. Are you? Well, I guess sit here and let me see your face. But Michael's face looks good.
How about your face?
I think I look good. I'm kind of far away to tell.
Okay, scoot up then.
Yo, do you want something to put your feet on? Because I know it's kind of awkward. Like,
Why is the chair so tall?
The chair's so tall, but I'm also so short.
Yeah, sure.
okay.
we'll just have you like chillax on a little sofa. No,
Nah, then you see his toesies.
yeah, because like it looks like his legs are really, really long.
That's kind of cool though. Whatever you guys say, I'm just here for the thrill.
No, because that's how it was on one podcast. Is there anything we could put? Oh, what about that cardboard box that gives him like 2 inches?
Wait, what's the point? Like to see me sing like this?
It just looks like you're. I don't know, because we did one podcast and
We could just move the camera forward a little bit.
no, I mean,
Or
what
should
do
we
you
just
think?
Oh, I feel like just moving it up a little bit would probably be fine. But then my legs
Like
would
angling the camera up?
Or I would just even say physically, like just extend the legs up a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably good right there. Yo, you think we're gonna be on tour early tomorrow?
Nah, the roads are fine. Unless
No,
it's
I'm talking
fucking-
about like kids. Kids can't stay out
more.
on the bus.
Oh, because it's too cold or something.
Yeah.
That looks good.
Yeah, that looks good right there. At least I look good. I don't know.
That look good? What do you think, cameraman? How's
I think that
my
looks
face?
good. I think you look great.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Plus, you're gonna be like looking towards me and Michael. And
All right, so we're
right.
thinking about just talking. He's thinking about just like business and stuff.
business and faith, that kind of thing.
Yeah, we'll just like start off with like kind of business and then introduce yourself. We're like not actually live right now. Well, we are live, but we're
Oh,
gonna.
you're
You're
gonna
excited.
edit this out.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
But
like
we're just kind of giving you a rundown.
yeah,
So
Okay, I got you.
Well,
yeah.
So-
Just try to minimize like shaking. I don't know. I shake a lot. So
Oh yeah, I feel you. I can like try to. See my
yeah.
legs conjoined.
no,
I don't
it's
look
alright.
zesty though.
Yeah,
All right,
no,
I guess we'll just start it like welcome back to Daily Bread and Business. We got Michael Minchin. We'll just say that.
yeah, something like
there.
that.
Okay,
All right,
well,
ready?
I'm about
You
to
me
watch
to
that
start
shit.
or you?
It don't matter. No, I mean,
You guys-
I
don't
always
care.
start it. So.
nah, I don't really care honestly.
All right. All right, 3, 2, 1. All right, what's going on today, guys? Miss Matthew and Michael back with Daily Bread and Business. We have another special guest with us today. This is Michael Minchin. Yeah, just introduce yourself.
My name is Michael. I'm 17 years old. Currently, I'm a student at Floyd Central. I'm also taking photos professionally, and I would just say I'm a passionate follower of Christ.
That's good.
Yes, sir.
That's
That's what
good
we love
stuff.
to hear. That's what we love to hear. So, yeah. So basically, guys, it's been a while since we've posted. We've been kind of busy. I've been busy with Elite Exteriors. Business has been booming. Been doing a lot of Christmas light jobs. Michael's been busy with God knows what.
Everything.
And yeah, so that's kind of why we've been a little slacky and not like consistent.
No, you're the one
but-
who's busy on Sundays. I'm not too busy on Sundays normally.
Yeah.
But you were.
I've
doing
been
Christmas lights on
super busy
Sundays.
last month.
Yeah.
So, but it's December now. It's finally chill season for me at least. So really all I have to do during the winter is go over admin stuff and just wait for snow and then do snow removal. It's pretty
Yeah.
chill.
Heck,
But
when's the next snow forecast?
I don't think it'll be for a while. They're
Like
calling
a
it to be
month?
like 50 this week,
50. Yeah, that's crazy.
and it's like 7 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's stupid Indiana weather, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
all right. So Michael Minchin, I guess.
Let's get into like the
Yeah.
photography and stuff. I
Yeah.
guess.
So explain like your business, because we know you have like a business too, and have had some businesses other in the past. Like I guess go talk about your entrepreneurial journey, if you will.
Yeah. So Right now, I'm doing my own company, Minchin Photography, and we do portrait photography on one side, and then the other side of the business is sports photography. On the portrait side, we do senior sessions, family photos, and then on the athletics side, we work with colleges and conferences to provide photography services.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Awesome. So with that being said, what do you like, what's some of the best sports like teams or something like that you've shot that a lot of people would recognize or know?
Yeah, I think the one that most people around here would recognize is working with Lou City and Racing Louisville. I've had the opportunity to work with them this season and hopefully the next season. So yeah,
Loose City, I've never heard of that.
Soccer team?
the purple
Louisville?
jerseys.
Dude, I'm
big-
not into sports like that, especially not into soccer.
Yeah, I feel
that's
you.
fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. No, they're it's the big stadium that they just built like a couple years ago, right outside of Louisville.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you're going on 64 to the right.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It's a weird shaped building, whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's pretty cool. So how long have you been doing photography?
So I've been doing photography for about 3 years, almost 4. I started off shooting weddings. I didn't like shooting weddings, and I didn't even like photography that much. I just was trying to make some money. And then last year, I shot my first sports game. I was gonna go out with this girl, and then she ended up being like, "Oh, I can't go, whatever." So I'm like, "All right." But I brought my camera. I went with my friends, and I'm like, "Dude, I could be there taking photos," because I pointed at some kid, and my friends are like, "Just go on the field." I'm like, "You know what? Whatever." So I stuck on the field. I took some photos, and then from there, it just continued to build on. I moved over here, like I said a little bit ago, and I just reached out to every school I could. Bellarmine decided to take a chance on me, so I started working with them first for free, but then eventually they saw my work and they're like, "We really like what you're doing. How would you like to work with us?" And so now I contract for Bellarmine as well.
That's sick.
Yeah, it's
That's
pretty
awesome.
cool.
So do you think you do mostly like just pictures, right? Like
Yep.
you don't really do video or anything?
Right. So just this week, I did probably my first like real video client besides you, but primarily, yeah, photo.
Yeah, guys. If you've seen my Christmas light ads, this is the guy that recorded them. So you can hate them or love them, whatever. But I think they're pretty tough. So yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Wait, so you came from Michigan, right?
Yep.
Michigan.
Right outside of Detroit. It's like 15
Is
minutes
that
away.
Is
middle?
that north?
Yeah.
Middle?
So it's like right
South?
here. So I guess I'd
south,
say, yeah,
west,
south.
or east?
southwest?
No, most people don't really live on the top part, so
Pretty
Oh,
cool.
really?
yeah, really cold.
Yeah.
And then there's Upper Peninsula, which is like just crazy.
Yeah, it's probably like Canada.
Yeah,
It's like all
it's
snow.
pretty much, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because y'all get the lake effect.
Yeah,
snow,
exactly.
and that's
Wait, you ever been
crazy.
ice fishing?
I have not been ice fishing.
Dude, I want to go ice fishing so bad.
It
That'd
would be
be
pretty
fun.
cool.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
I'm not the most outdoorsy kind of guy, though.
Yeah, I don't know. Ice fishing would be pretty nice.
I don't know. Maybe not the weather side.
Do a little bluegill fishing. Oh, I got one on the hook.
I actually know a guy who ice
Really?
fishes there.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I know a guy who ice fishes there. He has a whole fishing TikTok channel that kind of blew up
In Detroit?
in Michigan. Yeah, right outside Detroit.
Really?
Yeah,
That's pretty cool. Can
Nice.
you ice fish on the big Great Lakes?
I have no clue. I've never done it, but I would assume
like,
you
do they
probably
freeze
could.
over?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah. They're probably freeze.
The Great
I think they freeze
Lakes?
over. The big. I don't know. I'm not on the
No
water in the
way.
winter. I'm not like doing water reviews.
There's no way that.
Maybe
guys.
I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I
Hey,
don't know.
guys, we got
He
2
gra- he
inches.
gra- He just cuts somewhere. I don't know where he does it.
We
but
got 2 inches of ice in the Great
Yeah.
Lakes. Let's go.
yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, that'd be a freaking big body of water. I mean, I bet it does freeze a little bit.
I don't know. Yeah,
There's
like
no
I
way,
said,
'cause-
The northern part, I bet it does. It has to.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I just know that a lot of people duck hunt up there. That's duck hunting season.
Actually, maybe not though, because it moves a lot. Because you got the wind that pushes it.
With the
I'll
ducks.
bet it doesn't.
What are you talking about?
really
Duck
freeze.
hunting?
No, the water. I bet the water doesn't freeze.
Yeah, I know it doesn't freeze because I went up there before and there was like waves crashing in.
really.
Yeah, because it's like
in
an
the middle of
ocean
the
kind of.
winter.
It was like fall/winter, like November.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I know that he ice fishes somewhere, but there's a lot of water in Michigan, so I don't know where.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
pretty cool. Do you think you'll ever get into photography? Or I meant not photography, videography.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of demand for it. I know that colleges specifically, they're looking for video content. If you look at like the NFL's page, it's all video highlights. So I think there's definitely some potential there and some room for that. Right now, I'm just kind of feeling it out, starting with photography because I'm really good at it, thankfully. I don't want to be like boastful, but I think I'm okay at it at least.
Mhm.
And I think I should stick to what I can provide, and then on the side do some video. And if it becomes the quality that I like to deliver, then yeah, why not?
Wait, so you're gonna go to you said you're gonna go to college, right?
Yep, that's the plan right now.
Okay, so in your photography, videography, But you want to go for business, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want to get your 2-year degree, 4-year degree, 5-year? What do you
I
wanna
think
stay
a
there?
4-year degree. I think there's a level of support that comes with a degree, obviously, and
Yeah.
I don't think the degree makes your success.
Well,
or
that
guarantees
was
your
my
job.
next question. I was going to say is if business takes off in the next 2 years, you think you're going to drop college?
I think it really depends on how much money. I think I made a lot of money last year, and I didn't make a lot of money this year, and so I know that with business, you can't predict where it's going to go.
Right. Yeah.
And you got to ride the wave while you got it, but you also got to have a plan B and a backup.
Yeah. Yeah. There's this is just like word of mouth, but potentially what I've heard is there's like a lot more money, and like the money maker is weddings, like wedding
Yeah,
pictures.
absolutely. Very high ticket. And that's what, like I said, that's what I started off doing. And
Yeah.
eventually I'll transition back into that. But I think
Right now,
I
no.
want to really make sure that my product is something that reflects my skills and reflects what I want to deliver. And I don't
Yeah.
think I should be delivering such a high ticket product until I can guarantee the overall consistency.
Build
over a
all the
span of
systems
years.
and everything like
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Of course.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on this winter is going over building the systems and processes.
Yeah.
So that
absolutely.
when spring rolls around, I can just go, and I can
Yeah.
hire easier. So I
Exactly.
can just be like, here's a playbook. Here, let's do a 1 week training. If you have anything else, go to the playbook first, and then
Yeah.
after that, if you have a problem, call me.
Yeah,
And that's
exactly.
going to eliminate like 80% of the
Right.
problems.
The two things that stop a business from scaling is your time and your systems. And
Yep.
if you have good systems in place, you can streamline a lot of stuff. And then if you hire people out, then you buy back your own time.
Exactly, that's the goal. Dan
Yeah.
Martell, buy back your time.
Yeah.
There you
Love
go.
that book. Have you ever read it?
I have not.
Oh, it's a good book. I highly recommend. But
I'll have to check it out.
yeah, it's a good book. But yeah, yeah, that's pretty cool. So you're just kind of doing photography right now, just kind of feeling it out for videography and
exactly.
seeing what works, what's good for your niche. What would you say your niche is though? Like specifically,
Yeah, I think
because I
it's-
know photography can be very wide or narrow.
Yeah. I think it's hard to put like a stake on it. Eventually, I think it'll be weddings, but I think right now it's like portraits just broadly, anything with people. And eventually I'll narrow down when I say, okay, this is making the most profit, or this is why people keep hiring me for this specific sector. And then once I have enough details, I can definitely like niche down. And I know that there's money in niches, but I think you have to be careful when you're a small business to say no to certain niches when you're first finding out what you want to do and what you're even passionate about. And the thing is, a lot of people go into where they're passionate about, but the issue with that is your passions change. So
That's true.
just being broad right now and just seeing kind of where the money is.
That's
That's
true.
pretty good.
Yeah, it's good. What would you say, like, if someone wanted to start a photography business in 2026, what would you say, like, they would need to learn first, or like give some tips to that person that's like maybe watching this that wants to start photography or is thinking about it? Like, what would you say?
I think the most important thing is to not look at the business side, which is like wonky and weird, but you have to be able to deliver on a skill. And you could have the best marketing and the best everything, but if your product is horrible, then no one's going to come back to you. And it's like, if you have a good product, it markets itself. If you have the best sandwich in town, people are going to come, and it's going to be word of mouth. And once you have that first person in the door, they're going to tell 3 other people. So just get good at photography and learn how to take good photos, learn how to edit them, learn how to shoot in manual, all those little things, and just get the reps in, do it for a year or two. And then when people are trying to pay you, then you're like, okay, well, maybe we have a business.
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, that's good. I like that a lot. Michael, what do you think about
Yeah,
that?
man, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Do you think photography is like a good business for the future, or for like if someone wanted to start that, or do you think kind of
Well,
with
how
AI
long did it take you for you to like get in place?
What do you mean?
Like first off, when did you start?
When I was 14 with weddings.
And you're 17 now?
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 years.
Yeah, so I'll be 18 in February. So
3.5.
3.5. Yeah, let's say.
Okay. All right. So 3.5 years.
Mhm.
And then, what was your question?
So
Yeah,
shoot.
sorry about that. It was something to do with AI.
Okay, yeah. So with AI coming up and
Yeah.
like being able to generate photos like that,
Oh, I didn't
right?
even think about that.
Do you think photography is still like a good business to get into, even with AI and
Yeah,
all
what do you
that
think about
stuff?
That's a really good question. I would say
that?
that it's really hard to predict where AI is going to go, right?
Yeah.
You look at 20 years, we didn't have nearly the internet as we do, or the infrastructure, any of that. So it's
very
hard to
true.
say where it's going to go, but I would just say that right now, I don't see it at this immediate second where the AI image quality is
Yeah.
superb. But like eventually, I guess you're gonna say, well, you could just generate an image with AI, and that's gonna kill a lot of photography businesses. But there's certain moments where you're like, that's not actually how it went. And with actual photos, you're capturing exactly how it was. And so I think there's value in that. And then I think you can also look at AI as a business perspective and say, how could I use it to streamline my business? I don't write emails. Everything I do, I integrate AI with some degree, with the exception of my actual photos, my editing. But there's photographers who just have AI edit their photos, and they train it
Really?
off their own photo galleries, and
Oh, wow.
they use it to
Interesting.
take photos. But
I don't think there's no way that AI could like take over photography, like the whole line of business with it. I mean, if I have a wedding, I don't want AI to like generate.
fake wedding photos.
Yeah,
But you don't know. That's the thing. Like, what if
Well, why-
someone?
I
What
mean,
if someone like 2 years from now posts a wedding picture and it's like all AI generated and it's like a bunch of like it looks real, and then you go and ask them and they're like, yeah, that's
I
fake.
wouldn't worry.
Like
about it.
imagine like that'd be sick.
I would
like
say
that'd be
that's 20
crazy.
or 30 years.
20 or 30?
There's no
No.
way.
Look how fast AI is moving.
I would say I
It's-
look at like
There's no way
this.
of 20, 30 years. Maybe 2 at
I don't
tops.
The main reason you're getting wedding photos isn't for other people, it's for yourself. And you're gonna look
Yeah,
back and
sure.
say that didn't happen. And you're gonna be like, I wish I had a photo of when she took the cake and she put it in my face and everyone was laughing in the background. And you could have AI describe that, but when you're looking at the people, you're gonna be like, that person isn't even real, and that person wasn't there, and all these other things.
Yeah.
And so there's definitely an attribute of realism and capturing a real moment, and that's what photography at the end of the day is. It's capturing moments and emotion.
That's a good answer. Yeah, I mean, that's true. I was just kind of thinking like just in general, but yeah, I guess actually being there and capturing the moment is way
Right.
different than like typing it in and generating something.
Exactly.
Because even like now there are AIs that you can put pictures of you in and create yourself.
Yeah.
But it'd be really hard to do that with a wedding because you
Right.
have a bunch of people in the background.
Exactly.
So you'd have to get pictures of all of them.
Yeah.
It'd take way too much time to
Yeah.
fake it. Like it'd be kind of dumb.
Yeah, it
So
would
I
be.
guess that is kind of true. But
Yeah.
I guess that's pretty smart. Would you say that photography is like pretty profitable? Like it's a good business? Like
Yeah.
I know it's kind of expensive because cameras and setup and all that
Right.
originally. I mean, now really, would you say you have to have a camera to start, or could you use a phone since their cameras are so good nowadays?
I think the cameras on the phones are definitely good, but I think from a business standpoint, you definitely need a camera of some sort,
Mhm.
right? I think there's value in having different lenses. Like your phone lens, you have 3 of them. Like those all are shooting at different focal lengths, and so you only have those 3 lenses. On my camera, I can use 150 different lenses and get 150 different.
150.
There's so many different lenses at different millimeters, and not all at once. Obviously, you gotta like change
Yeah.
them out. But there's so much lenses, and so that changes the focal length. I think.
Yeah, you're speaking Spanish now.
I'll dumb it down.
I don't
I'll dumb it
know.
down.
I don't know what any of that
Your question
means.
was, could you? What was your question originally? I'm sorry. Could you
My-
resum it?
Okay, so my question originally was if someone wants to start a photography business today, and would you say they would need a camera or could they use their phone?
I mean, I think if you want to learn how to take photos, you can use your phone. But I think if you're going to do it as a business, a camera is definitely a requirement.
Okay.
Like if I walk up to you and I said, I'll take your photos professionally, pay me $100, and I whip out my iPhone that you got in your pocket too, I'm just like, yeah, I don't think there's value in that. I think there's a value in the perception of what you're doing as well as the actual end product.
Okay, that's good. That makes sense. What would you say, like, say I wanted to start a photography
Yeah.
business today? Not like I would because I suck at
Right.
taking pictures, but what would you say the minimum budget would be like to get into photography?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question because you have to use your resources. If you had no resources and you had a credit card with some money on it and, you just have a house and that's it, I would say you got to get a MacBook or like some sort of computer that has some good processing power. So that's like $800 to $1,000 right there.
Yeah.
Then you need a camera body, and there's some good options that are affordable.
How
I
much?
think
How much was the camera you have right now?
the camera I have, just the body, no lens, which you need a lens to take photos, was $1,800. And
What
then
about the lenses?
the lens I use primarily is my 70-200, which is 3,400.
What?
Yeah,
The
3,400.
lenses are more expensive than the camera.
Yeah, so the lens actually matters more than the body.
Huh.
So you gotta spend your money on that. But back to what I was
Interesting.
saying is camera body. I think the R8, if you're gonna shoot Canon, is a great option. That's like $800. So you're already at 1,800 almost, and then you need a lens. I think the 50 millimeter, which is only $200, and that's like a really cheap lens, but it does
Yeah.
the job, is a good option. So then you're looking at what, 4K?
About 2,000.
Oh no, yeah, 2000. So
see, about 2,000 to 3,000 would be a good
right,
starter
yeah,
budget.
you definitely need some wiggle room there because you got to get
Okay.
your SD cards and your batteries and that kind of thing.
Okay.
But if you were to like start as cheap as possible, like 2,500, 3,000.
Yeah, and I mean, you can definitely probably find some good deals on
Yeah.
eBay too.
Absolutely,
That-
eBay and all
yeah.
these used camera websites.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. That you probably get it around 1,000, 1,500.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Just to be safe.
Right.
Starting budget around 2,000 to 3,000.
Yeah,
would you say?
exactly.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. And then how much is your like average ticket in photography? Like,
Yeah.
is it like premium? Like, I know weddings are probably a couple thousand, right? Maybe not. I don't know. Or are they less? And then portraits, like what kind of?
So weddings are gonna be a couple $1,000s, and like there's different ticket items. So like weddings are super high ticket, but in that high ticket item, there's different brackets, right? And you look at any business, there's gonna be like whoever the guy who's undercutting everyone, who's just got the cheapest prices.
Yep, exactly.
And those people are usually the ones who don't end up successful because they're hardly keeping their lights on. Their profit margins are very slim, and their product quality probably reflects in the price. Like there's a reason they're charging so cheap.
Yep.
Then you got like your middle guys, and everyone's kind of competing in that field where they're all charging the same price, and all their like the products end up looking kind of the same. And it's just like whoever markets to you better, I guess. And then your high end person, and in there's like some gray room, but your high end person who's charging a ridiculous amount. But it's that specific person, and you just want to hire them, and
because it's who they are.
Because it's exactly, and their
The
brand
brand.
is them. Exactly.
Yeah.
So where I would say I'm at is it's probably slightly above average. Like there's your middle guys, there's your high guys, and I'm kind of in the middle of there.
Okay.
So for example, I had a senior last week, $400 for a senior session. In that he got 3 locations, he did 2 outfits, and he got his photos back in 7 days.
How long did that take?
Me to actually shoot, like 4 hours, not like 2 hours. It took 2 hours to
2
shoot.
hours.
And
And
how
then
long editing?
editing took about, I want to say 4 hours. And editing takes a lot of time, so that's gonna be my first hire.
So it took about like 6 hours in
Yep.
total.
Yeah.
So 6 divided by 4 is like what, 80?
An hour, yeah, something like that.
That's pretty good.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty good.
And
And
then
then what, like, obviously for expenses you have the camera, all that
Mhm.
stuff, lenses. What other like expenses are there? Like, do you buy editing softwares to help edit the photos and stuff too?
So your main, like you said, your fixed costs or like the one-time cost is like camera, lenses, batteries, SD cards, that kind of thing, and your computer. But then for reoccurring costs, I have a CRM, which is Honeybook, which is like $40 a month.
Okay.
And that's really important for client communication and sending proposals, invoices, contracts, and contracts are really important in this business.
Oh yeah.
Then you have your editing software, which is $20 a month. Everyone pretty much uses Adobe Lightroom.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty much the
Yeah.
best.
And then like there's a Photoshop combo where you get both of those for $20 a month, and use the Photoshop. So like if there's something in your background, you just like highlight it, and it uses AI to get rid of it. So I guess I kind of do use AI in my photos.
Yeah.
And then from there, I can't think of any other costs off the top of my head. So it's really good profit margins once you have your equipment.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Paid
just your
off and stuff.
time. Yeah. And then who you hire.
Yeah.
As well.
And
if
then,
you do.
and then so seasons like spring to fall, that's your main season. Winter dies down.
Yeah, I would say winter dies down, but winter also has its own market. So like if you market it right, you could do Christmas photos for like family cars, that kind of thing. And then like schools still have winter sports, and businesses still need photos in the winter. So it's like if you're just shooting weddings, yeah, you're gonna die down. Or if you're just doing senior photos, it's gonna die down. But if you're a photographer who's making a lot of money, you probably have different services that you primarily target during different seasons
throughout the year.
Yeah. Right, exactly. So you're not running ads for like senior photos all year long. You're like, these months I'm running senior photos, these months schools or businesses, that kind of thing.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
So it's pretty much all year round. Then if you market correctly,
if you market
can
it
work all
correctly
year
and
round.
you're really good, I think you could make it all year round.
Okay.
There's still obviously a dip during the winter,
Right,
probably, I'd say.
Yeah, because around like January and February,
Right.
it's
When it's freezing, it's like no one wants to take photos, especially outside. Maybe if you have a studio. But...
And then sports too. I guess you still will make a little bit.
Right,
enough to pay
exactly.
the light bill.
Yeah. Well, that's actually surprisingly like a good portion of money right now. It's just working
Really?
with Bellarmine and other places.
Okay, yeah. I mean, as long as you have that contract, that's probably
Right,
recurring,
exactly.
so that's
Yeah.
pretty nice.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then, yeah, I guess how would you say now let's after we talk a little bit about business, what would you say about your faith and all that kind of stuff too? Because it's kind of another
What
portion of
specifically about it?
like I guess how you got into the faith journey and I guess a little bit more about your faith journey.
Yeah,
I guess.
absolutely. So I would say I've always kind of been Christian, right? Like I've always believed in God to an extent and like, okay, Jesus is real, that kind of thing. But like it was really just like going to church once a week and whatever. There came a portion of my life where like I was like just trying to get as much money as I could and like, be with as many girls as possible and all those other things and all those worldly things.
I think
Yeah.
we've all been there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but like I was like in it deep, bro, and I would say I
Is
didn't
this
have
is this before you went to Floyd Central?
yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I didn't just like switch up once I got here, but
Yeah.
it was definitely like, and I was making my way. So like I was actually doing pretty good on money, and I was horrible with it too. I spent so much, and I was definitely doing things with girls I probably should have been doing, that kind of thing. But then there came a point where I was invited consistently by these two friends, Micah Sands and Charlie Day, and they were like, "Come to this Christian like youth group thing at our school," and they kept inviting me, and the consistency was crazy. So I'm like, all right, whatever, I'll try it. They were doing like Chick-fil-A at this church, and they're like, it was like a worship night. I'm like, whatever, I'll go. And so I'm there, and it just felt weird, like really weird. And I'm like, all right, okay, I'm here. We start singing, and like peace just enters my heart. Like I definitely suffered with anxiety and depression, and like, oh my gosh, the peace was crazy. There was not a single anxious thought in my soul. I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? As soon as I left that place, I called my friend who was like crazy atheist. Like when I say crazy, not like he was crazy, but like he would not have like you would never think he'd become Christian, which we'll get into. But I call him on like, bro, this thing was crazy. I explained like the thoughts and everyone's singing in harmony, praising. There's like people crying and everyone's arms are intertwined. I'm like, dude, will you come to this club with me, bro? It's crazy. And so started going to that club. I also started going to the youth group at my church. And over that kind of period, like it was nothing specific, but like I just began to have a relationship with God. I think so many people believe in God or are religious, but they don't have no relationship. And I think what is all that if you don't want to just talk to God, if you're just not like, Lord, thank you so much for today. And every night you're like, I can't go to bed without talking to God. And whenever you have a thought, you're like, God, what are your thoughts on this? Like that kind of surrender is what brings peace. And that's where like my relationship with God has kind of gone.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a great answer. Yeah, that's an awesome story actually. Like that's crazy how you like were kind of like, yeah, God's real, whatever, like it's whatever.
From an evidential standpoint, exactly.
Yeah, and then you just went. Your friends kept inviting you.
Exactly.
Like probably so.
These guys had just met.
They're probably annoying you too.
Yeah,
like,
a little
bro,
bit.
Shut up.
Shoot.
You're like, bro, shut up.
Exactly.
And then you're like, all right, whatever, I'll go.
Yeah, bro. It's crazy too, because like atheists will like say, God's not real and everything, and then like whenever they have like a pregnancy scare or something, they'll be like, God, I need you right now. Or like whenever you come to like those moments like where you're like near death experience, and like you could actually face God, or you don't know what's gonna happen on the other side, then they'll start like opening up and like actually like be scared to death. And it's like, dang, is there a God in this world, or is there not? So that's pretty good.
Well, I'd say here's what I found. I'll talk about, remember that atheist friend I mentioned?
Yeah.
So his name was Giovanni. And like I said, he was crazy atheist. Before I had like that relationship, I would watch a lot of videos like Cliff Connectley, if you know who that is.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, exactly. So I was picking up a bunch and I'd debate him at lunch. And it was like, this is before like I had that like encounter with God. So like probably a year before. So sophomore year. And I'd debate him during lunch, bro. When we'd fight, like it just divided us so much. I'm like pointing out all this evidence. It's not that atheists don't believe there's a God a lot of times. It's that there's like something in their heart that's hardened and they have like an issue with God. So I would start to invite like I said, I invited him to that youth group club thing, and he started to come, and his heart kind of like softened a bit, and he was open to it. Before I asked him, I said like,
that's what happened to Bradley.
Yeah.
I said, do you think Christianity is good? And he goes like, I think it's bad for society.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? And I found out he had all these issues with God. Why does God allow bad things to happen? Why is there cancer and babies dying and all these difficult questions?
Yeah, well, sickness is just because of sin.
Well, not even. No, I would say sickness is all. Okay, you have all these things, right? And bounce back to what I was saying. But the reason there's bad things is because when we chose to rebel against God, God took a step back. The same way when the sun goes down, it gets cold. It's because there's an absence of God. And when there's an absence of God, and when there's an absence of good, evil takes void.
Well, that's what I mean. Like
Right.
whenever the apple was eaten in the garden, then all of a sudden, okay, sin entered this world.
Right. God respected our free will. He said, fine, you want to go on your path?
Yeah.
I'm not going to stop you. He takes a step back. And as a result of that, evil enters. We have free will. If I slap you across the face, I point to God and say, God made me do it. I'm lying. That's
Yeah.
my free will. That's my sin tendency because we live in this messed up world.
Yeah. And I dude, like, I think it comes to it, like, if you grow up Christian and then rebel against God, like pretty much what I did, and then go back to it, okay, that's one thing. But if you grow up and like you never believed, and like I don't really know, if you just never been in a spot where you even heard God, I think it can be a lot more difficult. But
I would say there's very few people who yet haven't heard about God. I feel sorry for the people who had a false image of what God was. There's so many people who are hypocrites and preach one thing and live a whole different life. And there's people who say, I can't believe in God because of these hypocrites.
yeah,
And I feel bad for them, but you got to remember that those are the same people who nailed Jesus to a cross, the
Yeah.
same people who preach righteousness and follow the law to a T and yet miss the entire mark because they didn't have a relationship with God. And the second you start understanding that it's not about being righteous or about being perfect or following that law to a T, but instead being obedient to God because of what he's done for you, your whole impact on what
Yeah.
God is and what Jesus does in your life changes. And it stops being about religion and starts about
A
being a
relationship.
relationship. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to, I won't say his name or anything, but I was talking to somebody, and he thinks Jesus is a rapist.
Okay.
And so it's like, first off, how'd you get that answer?
Right. And what did he say?
I didn't really ask him that. I just kind of said, oh, okay, if you think Jesus Christ was a rapist, I can't really say anything else, but sorry, we're all gonna die one day. I don't know what you think your purpose is in life, or like, because there's no purpose without Jesus Christ.
There's no purpose without God, I'd
Because
say.
I mean, then you fear death.
Well, I would say people say, oh, but I make up my own purpose. And the question with that is, okay, well, today you believe this is your purpose, and tomorrow you might believe a different thing.
Yeah.
And maybe another day you'll say, my life has no purpose. And so why don't you just kill yourself? Because your birth was a mistake and your death, or your birth was an accident, your death was an accident, everything in between is like meaningless if there's no God.
Yeah.
But back to what I was saying about Giovanni, or my friend Gio.
The atheist.
Yeah, he was like, he had all these it wasn't about that he didn't believe in God, but that's what I thought. But it was really about like, he just had all these issues, and I had to talk to him, and I had to be open. I had to say, listen, there is going to be a day where you have to face death, and we got to talk about this, because at least give it a shot, at least look into it and look at the evidence and think about it with your mind, because there's a very real consequence if you are wrong and I'm right. And if I'm wrong and you're right, then okay, we both died and nothing happened. But if I'm right and you're wrong, then there's a serious consequence to what happens, and there's going to be a day where the gates close. And so we had to talk about this, and over time, instead of trying to be right in those debates like I had before, I surrendered it to God, and we would just talk. And one day I'm like, what are your thoughts now? And he's like, I was like, do you believe in Jesus? He goes, I don't know. I'm like, why wouldn't you? And he goes, well, I think I do. And then we pulled over to the side of the road, and this was after like one of those club meetings, and he prayed that prayer, and he took Jesus as Christ, as a savior. And now I don't live in Michigan anymore, but he's still going to those youth groups. He's still going to church. But behind all that, he's praying and reading his Bible. And I would say you could go to church every day for the rest of your life and not know God. But I think if you start praying and you're reading your Bible, that's how you really build that relationship. And if you're not doing those two things, I think you're missing a huge part, because Jesus said when we pray and when we fast, not saying if. So, yeah.
All right. Well, I got to get out of here. So, that's a pretty good wrap up.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, I love that. That's a good story. Awesome. Well, Michael, thanks so much for having us, or for allowing us to have you on the show. Hopefully you had a blast. I know it's a little quick one, but thank you again for coming on. And yeah, guys, we got some new mic stands, as you can tell. We made some upgrades to the podcast. So next, we just got to work on cameras, right? I guess we're going to try to get a couple cameras, maybe down the road. Not anytime soon, because they're expensive.
Yeah, how
but
much
maybe
are they?
Michael can help us
Really
out with.
expensive. I think your phones are going to do better than most cameras
Oh, really?
below. Yeah, I think unless you have like $2,000 for a camera, your phone's going to be doing much better.
Yeah. Huh.
Phones nowadays are crazy, like
Yeah.
for video especially. You said, would you use a phone for photography? Maybe not, but for video, I definitely would.
Okay,
Interesting.
awesome. Yeah.
All right. Well, that'll
Well,
wrap it up right there. So.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and we are subscribe on YouTube as well. We have 108 subscribers as of recording
Yeah.
this.
108.
And yeah, just keep on liking, subscribe, comment if you guys have any thoughts or anything we should talk about on the podcast. Hopefully, we'll try to stay consistent again. My schedule's freeing up. Michael's
Yeah.
is hopefully free as well. So we'll make some more content. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and God bless.
All
You guys did good. I think it's good. All right, dude. I gotta get out of here.